Good evening. I'm Richard Schwab. I'm from Perry, Florida, believe it or not. You're probably going, well, what the heck is a guy from Perry, Florida doing at a Gainesville Regional Utility meeting? Well, I happen to be a supplier of your biomass power plant of fuel. And in the last year, over the average of what we've hauled into your mill, you've cut our ability to be able to haul to you by 52%. Now, we have an unspoken agreement that we would supply wood to your plant as a fuel source, sustainably sourced wood supply. And we would go into debt, we would buy equipment, we would service that equipment, we would have it ready to go to where you could have a steady fuel supply at that plant. But unfortunately, through choices and decisions that the board has made or the management of the plant has made or whoever, the decision of how you run that plant has greatly affected our business and our ability to be able to be healthy as businesses that are partners with GRU to supply you with fuel. Now, if you run this plant over here behind you, that's a gas plant, you can turn a valve on and off and the gas kind of stays. It's already been in a pipeline. Same thing with a coal plant or whatever else that you wanted to fuel your plant with. But fuel for a biomass power plant is harvested sustainably and delivered in real time. And in order to be able to do that, you have to be able to have a constant market to be able to keep your suppliers healthy. And when you reduce your supply by 52%, that changes your whole business dynamic, especially with what you budgeted and other things. And you guys realize that because you run a business here providing utilities to the great customers of the Gainesville area. I would challenge you and encourage you strongly to consider how you're running the Deer Haven plant. It's not being utilized to its fullest potential. I understand that natural gas may be a cheaper fuel source today, but you have a great power production facility. You should be able to use it for its life and be able to have your producing force in a healthy, sustainable manner, because we're using your market to sustainably manage forest for habitat restoration, site prep, and other things where that wood would normally either be left there to mess up the environment or possibly even go up into the atmosphere through carbon by just burning it by site prep. So what you're doing is a service to the environment, not just making green electricity, but you're also providing fuel reduction services to the woods in the environment and how we manage it. We're that tool. We use that. And I would strongly encourage you, please consider that. Thank you.
Ed, maybe at another time we could comment on that. You could give us some information on that.
Yes, sir. My name is, and ladies, my name is Eddie Hodge. I'm the president and owner of Williston Timber Company. As Richard said about being a supplier to GRU, it's a biomass plant, we've got a lot of money tied up in this production. As many of you may know, and some of you may not, but the chipper that prepares this wood, and by the way, this is a waste material that we have to go out and procure from various landowners. And when we do that, and we use a chipper, as y'all know, that's what prepares it. Those are $1 million each. We have 2 of them. I know Richard has probably 6. So when the contractors, when we've been there 7 years, Richard's been there longer, but when we go out and make those type of purchases, and I've been in this business for 49 years of supplying mills, paper mills, sawmills, basically being a logger my entire life. In fact, sitting with me is several hundred years of experience, and that's family on that road, right down to my sons. So I guess in looking at this, I'd ask any of you that, I say whatever, we're not up here asking for raises, we're not up here asking y'all to make any concessions. We're just saying that how can anybody, any of y'all that depends on a weekly paycheck, how can you make enough profit that 52% of the time you're running and 48% you are part? We have men that what are we supposed to do with them? These shipping crews are very specialized pieces of equipment on them. We can't just go do something else with them, clear land or whatever. That's all they're good for, and they are a major investment. What I would encourage you to do is have somebody from the board here that could look at what it takes to be a producer and a supplier. Y'all have a great facility. The big need for it, as Richard spoke to. But also, y'all have to consider that there's a human factor in it. There's families here, you know, and if the thing wasn't there, you know, and there isn't another one around anywhere, but if it wasn't, then obviously we'd go find something else to do, you know, but it wouldn't be shipping, we wouldn't own this specialized equipment. So what I'm here for today, I know nobody didn't appreciate Richard speaking. He speaks for all of us, a lot of us that are producing. I just encourage you to get somebody on the board or somebody that works with you to reconsider taking this much downtime. We cannot do again this year what we did last year, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard what the gentleman discussed here in regard to taking less biomass product. One of the things that we are headed into is approximately a 5-week turbine outage that comes every 10 years. So it's that time. So one of the reasons we're not buying as much is we're going to be shut down for 5 weeks as we go through the inspection and we do what is, generally accepted utility practices. But up until this time, we also have experienced some quite low gas prices. So to give you an idea, Kelly is operating somewhere around $20 a megawatt, and the biomass plant is at $35 a megawatt. That's about a 75% increase in price. By running the biomass plant down to 50 megawatts, we're saving $5 million a year for our customers. And if we hadn't bought the biomass plant, we would be running that at 75 megawatts and you'd all be happy. But, you know, that difference between the 75 and the 40, that would probably be another $5 million. So this is about running as the utility on a pecuniary basis, as is in accordance with House Bill 1645. I mean, we can sit down and talk to you as suppliers and see what situation you're in so that you can better understand ours, and maybe there's some avenues that we can better understand what helps you out and what doesn't. But we do have a management company, BFM, that manages that for us. But I'd be glad to set up a meeting so that we can talk to you.